You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6.
Good morning. It is Tuesday, February 13th. Hello, early risers. I'm Ray Collins.
I'm Stephanie Webb. Thanks for joining us on this Fat Tuesday. Hope that everybody is celebrating appropriately. Maybe some good sugary breakfast before the start of Ash Wednesday and Lent begins.
Every time you say Fat Tuesday, I kind of suck it in a little bit more.
You're like, what? Stop talking to me. No.
What's that? Yes. Hey, John Scalzi.
I know, me too. Is that the weirdest thing?
Yes.
I don't know. Are you talking to me?
So sensitive.
Talking to me.
Right.
Anyway, we're looking at some very pleasant conditions out there this morning. We'll be talking over the course of the next half hour about the warm weather that continues across the Suncoast and will be with us in the extended range, it looks like. Only isolated showers possible today. We'll spell out where we think those will be, and we'll look at the sun-cloud mix and see if we do at some point bust out into full sunshine around here. We'll look for 72 degrees by 9 a.m., 78 by 12 noon, 81 by 3 this afternoon with a daytime high probably around 83 again today, running 12 degrees above average or so with about a 10% chance of mostly inland showers. We'll talk about what that means for the days ahead coming up in a few.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic now. Well, early buildup there on 301 southbound as you start to cross over State Road 70. Otherwise, pretty clear right now in Manatee County. Farther south on 301 northbound through Newtown, some issues there that might slow you down. We'll watch that throughout the morning. And our final map to the south, mostly clear at 6:02 on this Tuesday morning. This is a live picture now of one of the voting locations. This is the Knights of Columbus on Fruitville Road in Sarasota, one of many polling places in District 72 for a special State House race. Polls open 7A to 7P today. 3 candidates. The winner replaces Alex Miller. We'll talk to the election supervisor in about 15 minutes. Make sure you get out and vote if you do live in that particular district.
Well, heads up to all of you getting ready for that big morning commute this morning. All this week on Good Morning Suncoast, we are counting down the top 5 most dangerous intersections in the area.
Today is number 4. We're going to go to 14th Street West and 57th Avenue West. That's where Marla Spence is waiting for us in Manatee County with details of this particular intersection. Marla?
Yeah, Ray and Stephanie, it's already quite busy at this intersection, but it's expected that traffic will be picking up in just an hour at this intersection that's considered to be one of the most dangerous here on the Suncoast. As a matter of fact, the 4th dangerous on the Suncoast. Now, I usually travel down 14th Street West on a daily basis, and just feet away from where I am today, there was an SUV smashed into a power pole. We're not too sure what the cause of that accident was, but what we do know is that local businesses in this area are not surprised by the number of crashes like that on yesterday and the accidents and even congestion at this intersection.
Which is funny, most of the accidents are during the day under visibility, good visibility, and that's what's real surprising.
A state trooper tells me that most of those accidents throughout the day are due to distracted drivers as well as people turning on a red light without looking. So those are 2 big contributors to accidents at this intersection. Reporting live in Manatee County, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thanks, Marla. Now for the continuing countdown of the most dangerous intersections in the area, plus the latest in local traffic, road conditions, construction, and delays, plus your up-to-the-minute first alert forecast. Just head over to the App Store, download our app. You can find it under WWSB or My Suncoast.
The deadline is getting closer now for Congress to decide the fate of 2 million young immigrants brought here as children. ABC's John Lawrence tells us what's next.
John and James are dreamers, brought to the U.S. when they were 10 years old.
They say the 2 greatest days of your lives are the day you are born and the day you find out why.
Yeah.
So for us, this is our why.
The Philippine natives, who didn't want their last name given, are under contract with the Army.
Just give us a chance to prove that we're Americans.
The identical twins signed up to serve under a now-defunct program for undocumented immigrants. Now they wait to see if they'll be deployed or deported. One undocumented immigrant who won't be deported right now is Jesus Barones. He's been granted a 1-year stay on humanitarian grounds. His 5-year-old son is fighting leukemia.
He's actually happy because he knows now that I'm going to be able to go home now and be with my whole family at home.
Prior to getting the stay, Barones sought refuge in a Phoenix church. The government will review Barones' case to determine if he can stay in the U.S. for good. He and his wife are expecting another child in about 4 months. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
So President Trump has proposed to give the Dreamers a path to citizenship if he gets a number of immigration reforms. That includes $25 billion for a proposed border wall with Mexico. Two men who are expected to run for governor in Florida will face off in a debate over immigration tonight. The debate between Republican House Speaker Richard Corcoran and Democratic Tallahassee Mayor Andrew Gillum was scheduled after the candidates had a testy exchange on Twitter. The two are arguing over an ad that Corcoran aired that calls for an end to so-called sanctuary cities.
Well, now to a developing situation on the island of Tonga. A devastating tropical cyclone slammed into Tonga Monday night with winds close to a Category 4 hurricane. Now, Gita is the most powerful cyclone to hit that island, leaving behind it a trail of destruction. Countless homes have been destroyed. Widespread power outages are also being reported there.
State lawmakers are making a big push for more support to help displaced Puerto Rican residents. At issue, of course, is what happened in September with Hurricane Maria. Hundreds of thousands of people left the island in September and wound up here in the Sunshine State. Now a group is asking the state legislature to spend more than $300 million in an affordable housing trust fund on housing for the new residents. This comes after federal funding was recently approved by Congress to help school districts deal with the influx of new students here.
Not allow a second humanitarian disaster to occur in Florida due to lack of commitment by our leaders to address these urgent concerns.
Lawmakers are also asking the state to work with high school students whose families have moved to Florida from Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands in order for them to get a valid diploma that will be recognized by colleges.
And an update now on potential voting rights for felons. Lawyers are asking a federal judge to automatically restore voting rights to former convicts in Florida once they've been out of prison for at least 5 years. A federal judge has ruled Florida's current system as arbitrary and unconstitutional. The Attorney General's office says the judge should leave it up to Governor Rick Scott and other state officials to decide how to change that current voting system.
And a bill that would allow the Seminole Tribe of Florida to add craps and roulette at its casinos is now moving forward in Tallahassee. The bill would allow the Seminoles to expand the types of gambling they offer. The tribe's casinos, including the Hard Rock in Tampa and in Hollywood, currently have slot machines and blackjack tables. Over the past few years, lawmakers have tried and failed to expand gambling due to competing interests.
And Philadelphia Eagles fans right here on the Suncoast, you do not want to miss a special meet and greet tonight. Big news, Venice High School alum Trey Burton, he's going to be in town. He's going to be at Bogey's Restaurant in Venice to celebrate his big Super Bowl win in the town where his football career began. That meet and greet is going to start around 7 o'clock tonight, so get out and go say hi to him. Go celebrate a little bit. They earned it.
Well, not only did they earn it, but he was the one that threw that clever pass in the trick play.
The one that we've been drawing out and reminiscing about ever since. Like, and then he did this, and then he did this.
The quarterback went and whispered to the lineman who loved that play.
Yeah, they went out for coffee, and then Burton threw it in. Yeah.
It was fun. We watched Trey Burton, of course, grow up here in the Suncoast, do so well at Venice High School, and Gainesville, and now at the Eagles. So tonight's the big reception for him at Bogey's in Venice. That's great.
All right.
Still ahead, first alert traffic, also John Scalzi's weather, and tomorrow, of course, is Valentine's Day.
Tips and gift ideas for all you lovely last-minute shoppers. I've got some great ideas that aren't going to break the bank when we come back.
So you're off the hook for shopping this year.
Yeah. I'm off the hook for everything.
Oh, stop.
But Netflix.
You'll be fine. You'll find somebody. 69 degrees right now on the outside. Heading toward a high of 82. John's complete forecast on the way right here on Good Morning Suncoast.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator. There was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
Motor Trend said the new Alfa Romeo Giulia is hands down the best sports sedan you could buy today. And named it the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
My name is Stefan Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been arrested in the state of Florida, the state attorney's office is already working on your prosecution. It's time to work on your defense. So give us a call. We've got your back.
Our overall experience working with California Closets was phenomenal.
Calm, reassuring.
Through happenstance, we ended up paired with our designer, Jen. She was someone who not only was patient, someone who was professional. She's become extended family.
She had great insight to help direct me towards those things that could make our dreams come true.
We are the Greens, and this is our California Closet story.
I heard about the Dotole Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotole Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
So Matt told me to meet him at 7 a.m. sharp right here. It is now 7:01 a.m. You think Matt would leave without me? Hey, is Matt here?
Long con.
Long gone.
Just missed him.
Just missed him.
All done.
Mr. Sparky guarantees they're on time and the repair is free, so chop chop.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Matt, you started without me.
I finished without you too.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
When evaluating the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, Car and Driver magazine said every crossover should be this good to drive. We agree. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Now your ABC7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So a 69-degree air temperature. We have a dew point coming in at 68. Calm conditions out there. A mix of sun and clouds in store for you this morning with a temperature at 9 o'clock at around 72. A nice commute. There should be no issues really. A little bit of patchy fog in places perhaps, but nothing really thick. No big deal. The further north you go, the thicker the fog becomes. 78 degrees at lunchtime, and then as we head into the afternoon, temperature solidly in the 80s. Most everywhere you look, we'll see a daytime high that tops out again at around 83 degrees or so, 81 by 3. And then as you head into the evening hours, should be pleasant enough. Maybe an isolated shower or two in inland areas particularly. I don't think they'll come certainly any further to the west than, say, Lakewood Ranch, if they make it to Lakewood Ranch. And the temperatures will generally be comfortable in the low 70s. Looking hour by hour through the day on our future cast, you can see this kind of mix of sun and clouds that we'll be dealing with throughout the day. None of it really all that heavy. You'll be able to see the sun, plenty of sunshine around today, certainly. And a few scattered showers will build in inland areas. I don't think we'll see a whole lot along here as we head into the evening hours again, just this kind of mix of sun and clear skies. And then a couple of rain showers possibly. They'll generally be drifting from the other coast, but they all tend to die out before they make it here, so we're not going to see a lot of rain, probably less than we saw yesterday. And yesterday there wasn't a whole lot around. Scattered showers to the north of us, though. Once again, Jacksonville being in the soup a little bit this morning. And also back to the west, some scattered showers around the New Orleans region. So for Fat Tuesday, there could be a scattered bit of drizzle or showers. No heavy rainfall, though. Not like it has been in some past celebrations. We're looking at quiet conditions here locally. No rainfall for your morning commute. So what have we got going on here? Well, a low-pressure area centered just about over Atlanta with a cold front attached to it and a big dome of cold and high pressure to the north of that. It is about 20, 30 degrees below average in the northern tier states and the northern plains. That high pressure ridge is going to kind of move to the east and dive a little further to the south, and as it does that, coax this cold front back toward our direction. In the opposite direction they normally come at, normally they come off Gulf waters, right? Well, this one's coming from the Atlantic coastline, and you'll hardly notice it because it's going to basically fall apart as it sinks south. But it will help to switch our winds a little further to the north, and that will bring us a couple of days of ever so slightly cooler, and I mean ever so slightly, and ever so slightly less humid air. And then we'll start to build our temperatures and humidity up again as we shift our winds back to the south as we head into the weekend. So a quick little dip in our temperatures and humidity midweek. Warm and humid today, though. Isolated sprinkles possible. Partly sunny skies. Thunderstorm chances, well, they exist back to the west and maybe over north central Florida. Not for us, though. I don't think we're going to see anything like that around here. Nice boating weather, though. That's for sure. North wind coming in lightly at about 10. That'll give you smooth to a light chop condition on your bay and inland waters. And the forecast calls for a daytime high today of about 83. Tomorrow on Valentine's Day, we'll look for 82 as a temperature, daytime high temperature, and it should be a nice Valentine's Day, I would think, with temperatures in the evening in the 70s. 80 degrees on Thursday, and then over the next several days, cooler, but by the weekend we start to warm back up into the 80s, which carries us into next work week. Back to you.
All right, let's take a look at your first alert traffic out there this morning. The roads are still looking pretty good so far. If you're headed into Bradenton from Palmetto or Ellington, starting to see those typical slowdowns that are right there on the bridge. Plus, we do have some slowdowns on 301 if you're heading to or from Bradenton in that area. We also have a little bit of a slowdown right there on State Road 70 as well. Then if you're heading southbound on 41 in Sarasota County, you are going to see a little bit of congestion right there, along with some congestion going on Fruitville and Bee Ridge Road. And then if you're heading into South Sarasota, not too bad out there. Those roads are looking pretty smooth at 617 this morning.
Well, tomorrow, Stephanie, is Valentine's Day for most of us. And the National Retail Federation says Americans will spend more than $19 billion, mostly on expensive flowers and candy. So how does that break down? People plan to spend roughly $145 on Valentine's gifts, $90 on significant others, $25 on kids and parents, $7 on teachers, get better grades, and friends, and also $6 on pets, and 11 cents on co-workers on the anchor desk as well.
I might have written that
I see you
for
got it. You got it in my copy, I see.
I might have gotten in there and changed that. Well, if you are a little short on money this year and a lot short on creative ideas, we are here to help. We have rounded up the top 5 cheap but sweet Valentine's Day gift ideas. Okay, first, Ray, how about a treasure hunt? Grab some pink sticky notes, leave clues all over the house that lead to a picnic outside, or maybe even like a bottle of bubbly at the beach. It's pretty romantic, right? Second, use those pink sticky notes to leave "Why I love you" messages all over the house. Third, grab one of your favorite photos online, turn it black and white, super easy to do with like a phone editing, and then simply frame it. You can get those printed out just about anywhere. Idea number 4, dinner and a movie. And don't worry if you can't cook. Google a 5-ingredient recipe, so easy, and then pair it up with a movie on Netflix. And then finally, maybe invest in a piece of nice stationery. You can get one for less than like $2 at a craft store, and simply write out a love letter. And there you have it. 5 cheap but sweet ideas for the big day.
I love your ideas, but
Erin
watches from 6 to 7, so now she'll know what I'm going to do.
All these ideas are not for you, Erin. In no way will they ever be repeated at your house.
We'd love to see your creative Valentine's ideas. Share them with us. We've got some Facebook pages you can send them toward. Also, we're on Instagram as well, right here.
Maybe message Ray privately with a really cool idea, and that way he can surprise his wife.
But do hurry.
Right, but maybe, I don't know, fast. All right, the greatest show on earth is in full swing in Rio de Janeiro. The city's famous carnival attracts around 1 million people from all over the globe. It's one of the biggest celebrations in the world, with elaborate floats and costumes. There's also a competition among Rio's schools as well. Large crowds fill what's known as the Sambodromo, built specifically for that competition. Now, each school has about 80 minutes to put on a show that's judged in 10 separate categories. That festival will wrap up at the end of the week.
A lot of fun there.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff between Mardi Gras and Carnival.
I know it.
Yeah. Yes.
Still ahead, a scare for one of the president's sons and his wife.
That is right. Why his wife was taken to the hospital. We'll have that story right after this.
Getting back to some more fun, here's a live shot from New Orleans. Mardi Gras celebrations. Some very important conversations going on.
Sober conversations going on at this time.
Not. 6:20 right now, and you're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
I owed the IRS $20,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions Now.
Call 1-800-565-7740. That's 1-800-565-7740.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. It's gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
Election day for part of the area. This is a live look at Knights of Columbus on Fruitville Road, one of the several polling places in State House District 72. We have the Supervisor of Elections in Sarasota County, Ron Turner, who joins us now. Ron, thanks for setting your alarm early today for us.
Glad to be here. My alarm's always set early on Election Day, so I'd be, at the office downtown Sarasota. So
this race has gotten so much attention. How much turnout do you really expect, though?
Well, as of this morning, with vote by mail and early voting returns, we have a 22.8% turnout, right? So we expect thousands of more voters to come to their polling location today to vote. Now, what that final turnout will be, we'll see tonight after 7 o'clock, but it's definitely been busy in this House District 72 race.
So Alex Miller resigned suddenly last year, months into her first term.
Right.
3 candidates have now applied: James Buchanan, Margaret Good, Allison Foxall. No matter who wins, they only get to serve a few months in office, right?
Yes, whoever wins this race, if they choose to run for re-election, will be probably turning around and filing to run again, because candidate qualifying is only a few months away for offices in Florida. So
And this is not cheap either. Taxpayers will have to spend $300,000 for this race.
We estimated $350,000. You know, hopefully it will come in less than that. We try to keep, you know, the cost down while providing accessible and secure elections. But that was our original estimate, was $350,000 for the primary in December and today's special general election.
Now, some folks aren't exactly sure where exactly District 72 starts and ends. Is there a broad brush way to describe it for us?
Well, Ray, I usually describe it to voters that it starts in the Osprey area, runs up kind of through somewhat the center of the county to the university kind of Parkway area. So that kind of strip of the county, you know.
Yep, that's it. All right, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., important House race.
32 precincts.
32 precincts. So
So if anyone needs to know where to go, they can contact us at 861-8619 today, or go to our website, SarasotaVotes.com, for more information, to make sure you know where your polling location's at. You can find it on your voter information card, too, that we've mailed to you, or your sample ballot.
There it is. All right, hope you have an uneventful day today, Ron.
That's what we hope for.
All right, thank you for your time.
All right, and now we move on to Donald Trump Jr.'s wife. Some frightening moments yesterday after she was taken to the hospital after opening an envelope with suspicious contents.
ABC's Tom Lamas has the story.
In this morning's GMA First Look, the president's son, Don Jr., and his wife, Vanessa, recovering from a scare. Someone sending a suspicious envelope to their New York City apartment, postmarked from Boston. It was addressed to Don Jr., but Vanessa Trump opening the letter to find a white powder inside. She called 911 just after 10 a.m. on Monday, telling police she felt dizzy. Firefighters treating her and two others at the apartment, then taking them to this hospital in Manhattan for evaluation and precautionary tests. The powder later deemed to be non-hazardous, and sources telling ABC News it was just cornstarch. Don Jr. tweeting, "Thankful that Vanessa and my children are safe and unharmed after the incredibly scary situation that occurred this morning." And we'll tell you what the White House is saying coming up at 7 a.m. with your GMA First Look. I'm Tom Yamas, ABC News, New York.
It's an ongoing.
You take care of business. Let Office Depot Office Max take care of you. And now save big during our biggest chair event of the season. Plus, we'll assemble your new chair for free. Visit America's #1 home office chair retailer, Office Depot Office Max.
We are the new Light and Fit with 0 artificial sweeteners.
0! Oh, eye contact. Yeah, girl, 13 grams of protein. Yes! We're the new Light and Fit Greek non-fat yogurt with 0 artificial sweeteners.
This is Charlie not coughing because he took Delsum. This is Charlie not coughing while not waking Zeus. And this is Charlie not coughing while getting really into Nana's party. Nothing lasts longer than Delsum for powerful cough relief.
This is food made to sit down for. Slow down for. Put the phone away and use a knife and fork for. And with Panera Catering, it's food worth sharing. Panera, food as it should be.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
If you've never truly loved your car, you've clearly never owned a Subaru. Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's 2017 most trusted brand, best overall brand, and lowest 5-year cost to own. And Subaru Impreza is an IIHS top safety pick for 11 years running. Lease the all-new 2018 Subaru Impreza for just $195 a month for 42 months with zero due at signing. That's right, not one penny. Get more for your money during the Subaru True Love event at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC7 shows on your streaming device.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, Sarasota County residents have the chance to attend a flood zone meeting today. Learn how it could affect your insurance rates during hurricane season.
All week long, we're counting down the top 5 most dangerous intersections on the Suncoast. I'm live at this busy intersection at 14th Street West and 57th Avenue West with a breakdown on why this is considered to be the 4th dangerous.
I think we can hear why already. And Bradenton welcomes back the Pittsburgh Pirates for Spring Training 2018. That story, traffic and weather next on Good Morning Suncoast.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6:30.
Welcome back to you on this Tuesday. It is 6:31. I'm Stephanie Webb.
I'm Ray Collins. Another nice day on the menu. Should see a high of 83 degrees, John Scalzi.
That's correct, sir.
Wow. Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be nice. We already have some pretty nice conditions out there. 69 degrees, says Cooper in Central Sarasota, our youngest weather watcher. We welcome him this year. And Al, also new from Northport area, rather, close to the high school there, coming in at 69 degrees. 10 out of 10 chance for an outside recess today, so looks absolutely perfect. None of our parameters, wind, rain, or temperature, look like it'll be a problem. Today, top it out, as Ray said, about 83 degrees should do it. We'll go with 81 degrees by 3 p.m. Lunchtime temperature, 78, mix of sun and clouds. Should be a beautiful, beautiful afternoon. Don't see much of a rain chance, except in inland areas. Hardy, DeSoto counties will put in that 10% chance for them. Back to you.
All right. Need the AC soon, don't we?
Yes, I'm loving that. Might have turned it on yesterday. Broke down.
There's traffic right now. Not too busy. The usual delays on 301. Checking the upper half of Sarasota County. We'll find out on that map. A little blip there on University westbound as you get past Whitfield and head toward Lockwood Ridge and Tuttle. And South County mostly clear at 6:33. This is the live picture now of a polling location on Fruitville Road in Sarasota. Special House races today. As we just talked to the election supervisor, Ron Turner, there's 31 places to vote. If you are in District 72, 3 candidates running to replace Alex Miller in that special race. Whoever wins will only serve 9 months until the end of the year.
That's right, so get out there and vote today. Well, all week we are counting down the top 5 most dangerous intersections here on the Suncoast. Now, yesterday we were live at the 5th dangerous one at University Parkway and North Lockwood Ridge Road.
And today it's on number 4, which is at 14th Street West and 57th Avenue West. Our Marla Spence is on the scene with details of the news. Marla?
Yeah, traffic is picking up at this intersection, and we're continuing to tell you why this intersection of 14th Street West and 57th Avenue West is considered to be the 4th dangerous on the Suncoast. Now, we know crash severity is higher for this intersection compared to yesterday's 5th dangerous intersection of University Parkway and North Lockwood Ridge Road. I had the chance to speak with the manager of a local gas station at this intersection. He's been working here for about 20 years, and he says crashes at this area does not come to a surprise to him, and most of those crashes happen during the day when there's high visibility. He also tells me that he hears at least 1 accident a month, and those accidents are just feet away from the front door of his gas station.
People are impatient. The lights are very long. The light on 57th is extremely long, so that's what's causing a lot of the accident. It doesn't turn green fast enough for them. They wait there. It takes them 20 minutes to get from 26 through past 41 at the most. So that's what's causing a lot of the accidents, I believe.
It's not confirmed yet whether these traffic lights in this area are a bit longer than other traffic lights on the Suncoast, but what we do know, the reason why and another factor on why it takes travelers so long to get from point A to point B is the fact that there's more cars on the road. Make sure you stay tuned to us starting tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. to learn more on what the top third dangerous intersection is on the Suncoast. Reporting live in Manatee County, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Marla, thank you. During your morning commute, you can listen to us live. Our live stream is also on the app. Go to the App Store and punch us up under WWSB or under My Suncoast.
A Sarasota massage therapist is facing battery charges this morning, accused of touching at least 2 clients inappropriately during treatments.
I have another warrant for your arrest. You need to put your hands behind your back. Do not resist me.
Sarasota police have arrested 44-year-old Ruslan Grushko twice this month. The first victim says she was at the Massage Envy on South Tamiami Trail in August, and he began touching her inappropriately and making sexual gestures. Now, that investigation lasted around 6 months, and then he was arrested last week again when a second victim came forward. Now, her encounter with Grushko happened back in July at her home. He so far denies those accusations.
I read her report, and I have very significant doubts about her mental state.
She learned that we were making an arrest in this case, and she had also had contact with him, and so she felt comfortable coming forward knowing she wasn't the only one. And that's why we really want to hit home that if somebody recognizes this individual, if they've had inappropriate contact with this individual, please call our detectives. Please let us know. Let our detectives do what they do best and take people like this off the street.
According to the Department of Health, Grushko still has his license to practice massage therapy. We're told that anytime the Department of Health finds that a practitioner is arrested, they do begin a preliminary investigation.
Police arrested a 64-year-old Sarasota man on child pornography charges. Detectives say they determined an IP address was used to download several files containing child porn. They linked the address to this man's home, Kenneth Gray. Deputies say the Gray downloaded 285 files of child pornography.
Starting today, Sarasota County is hosting a series of workshops to make sure that you have information about your flood risks. Now, flood zone maps are continuously updated and changing, which could impact your insurance rates. Now, you can learn about the current flood zones, the regulations, and those mandatory insurance requirements and more at a meeting later on today. It's going to be at Selby Library from 10:15 until noon today, and 3 more similar workshops will be held over the next couple of days as well. And Florida lawmakers are considering a proposal that would allow parents whose children have been bullied at public schools to get state vouchers to help pay tuition at a private school. Joshua Plogel tells us what parents think of that idea.
I miss her. It shouldn't be like this.
All she has are pictures and memories.
At this point, I should have 4.5 years more memories, but we stopped at 12 years, and it's not enough.
Patricia Norman is still in tears more than 4 years after her daughter Rebecca committed suicide. A suicide Patricia blames on school bullying.
You try to rack your brain to figure out what could I have done different.
The Florida legislature is now considering a first-of-its-kind bill that some lawmakers say could help. House Bill 1 would help pay for students who say they've been bullied to attend private school. Opponents say it's just a clever, unregulated way to siphon off more public money from already embattled public schools. The sponsor of the bill, State Representative Byron Donalds, says it would give families much-needed options.
What HB 1 does is actually focuses on the victims and not the bullies.
However, critics of the bill say this is not a solution to the bullying problem.
The bully will pick on somebody else. This program is not fair, and it's not going to work.
Lowell Levine fights for the rights of bully victims. He says the bill doesn't truly address bullying.
It will strengthen the money for private schools because they'll be getting these voucher dollars. It sounds to be political.
Show the motion adopted.
The state's Republican-controlled government has already established one of the nation's largest school voucher programs. Nearly $1 billion tax dollars go to private schools. Donald says if the law passes, it will simply give bullied students an alternative.
All we're doing is empowering parents with all the information so that if they feel it's in the interest of their child, for them to go ahead and make that decision.
I just miss her so much.
It's a decision Patricia Norman wishes she could have considered when her daughter was being bullied. Now, she can only ask what if.
I mean, I have a million scenarios that go through my head. You know, what if we never moved to that neighborhood where she had to go to that school? Or, you know, what if I had just put her in a different school at the beginning of the year? What if she could go to private school? You know, there's a lot of what ifs.
House Bill 1 is expected to pass before the legislature adjourns in March. Joshua Plogel, The Associated Press, Tallahassee.
There's a sharp turn for you. On a lighter note, a sure sign of spring training, the Orioles Birdland Golf Classic tees off at 11 o'clock this morning at the Ritz-Carlton in Lakewood Ranch. Players and coaches will take part in the event that benefits the Miracle League of Minnesota. The Classic will include a silent auction and the chance to play a round with current and former Orioles. Since its inception, the Classic has raised more than $240,000.
And the Pittsburgh Pirates in Bradenton are also back in action. Today is preview day, and then tomorrow, pitchers and catchers, they report for their first workout. This is the 50th year of the Pirates baseball in Bradenton. The city has hosted the team since 1969, and the Pirates maintain a year-round presence as well in that local community. So welcome back, Pittsburgh Pirates. Let the baseball season begin.
Big event on Saturday at the Ed Smith Stadium for the Orioles. A fan-friendly event. You should find out.
I like that. I like all the baseball love in this area.
Oh, great place for it.
Good stuff. All right, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, the latest in your First Alert traffic and weather, and an Obama initiative that the Department of Education is now changing.
How this could affect some local students when we come back.
My California Closets designer is a rock star. She was able to design the most beautiful space for me. When I turn the lights on, it's breathtaking. La! It's just a little slice of organized heaven. The California Closet team was so professional, so reliable. It was seriously a dream come true. My name is Jill, and this is my California Closet story.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
I just had a very educational ride with Nina.
Did you learn anything?
Where do I begin? So all this stuff goes into a safety check.
Yep.
It's a long list.
It's important stuff.
Test the smoke detector.
Yep.
Check the breaker box.
Yep.
Meter the GFCIs.
Ground fault circuit interrupters.
Well, I knew that.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Nina, you make it look easy.
Thanks, but don't do it yourself.
Who's your guy?
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration.
Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
Thousands of award-winning Honda SUVs are on sale from $189 a month during the Honda President's Day sales event. You've got to see these SUVs. Get a surprisingly spacious 2018 HR-V, $189 a month, or step up to Pilot for $289 a month with available seating for 8. Plus, we have Motor Trend's SUV of the Year, the 2018 CR-V, and Ridgeline, a Car and Driver's 10 Best. All on sale for up to $3,805 less than the competition at your local Honda dealer.
Selfless service is the guiding principle of every Army National Guard soldier. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. To be an Army National Guard soldier is to serve something greater than yourself. Learn more at nationalguard.com.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Some of our viewer photos sent in to pics@mysuncoast.com. I'd like to share with you this morning. Raymond Sabatillo sent this in from Sarasota. Absolutely beautiful. Managed to catch the sunset at a time when the clouds weren't too thick. And isn't that pretty, the way the light reflects off the waters there? This one, Fred, sent in from Venice, a frequent contributor at pics@mysuncoast.com. The Venice Jetty. Again, there were some clouds around last night, and there could be again this evening. Terracea Bay, beautiful shot there, sent in as well. If you've never been to Terracea, they've got a great preserve there that is worth seeing. It's really lovely. 69 degrees, I should say. The air temperature, we have a dew point value coming in at 68. Temperature and dew point pretty close together, so there is a kind of humid, sticky feel to the air. But no worries, that will be feeling a little less humid as we head through the morning hours and temperatures start to rise away from the dew point. We have 72 degrees by 9 a.m., 78 degrees by 12 noon. And then as we head into the afternoon, we're again solidly in the 80s, about 12 degrees above where we should be for this time of year. We'll probably come in at around 83 for a daytime high, and by 3, probably around 81 degrees. Few scattered showers to the north of us, but really not a whole lot of action over our neck of the woods. We stay dry this morning. There is a plentiful amount of moisture, though, and some places are dealing with fog this morning. The further north you go, the more likely you are to encounter that fog, especially up around Lake, up around Crystal River, around in there, a little Ocala. They're seeing a little bit of patchy fog there. But so far we haven't had a whole lot around our neck of the woods, judging from our reporting stations, our visible webcams, and from our spotters. It doesn't seem to be a big problem this morning, so that's good. We do have some scattered areas of rainfall as well as some freezing rain in parts of the Virginias, stretching back into Kentucky and Tennessee this morning. That is all part of a low-pressure area wrapping up around Atlanta with a frontal boundary that's lifting north, providing inclement weather. Well, I wouldn't say inclement. Cloudy weather with a chance at a few sprinkles or showers for New Orleans today. But otherwise, our weather is going to be driven by a big ridge of high pressure sitting just to our south, providing us with, again, another well above average warm day today. This big, cold, high-pressure ridge providing 30 degree below average temperatures for much of the northern tier is going to sink south and push this cold front further to the south as well. As that cold front sinks south, we start to get a little bit of a wind shift around here that'll draw down some slightly cooler, slightly drier air for the next several days. Warm and humid, isolated sprinkles, partly sunny skies. Here's the temperature trend over the next several days. And you can see that the temperatures, nighttime lows, will drop just a little bit midweek, take a dip before returning back to where they are currently as we head into the weekend. That's going to be a subtle change, but it'll also be reflected in our daytime highs. You'll see that in the extended range forecast here in a second. North wind comes in at about 5, becoming 10 tonight. That takes us from smooth conditions on our bay and inland waters for this morning into a light chop a little bit later this afternoon. It should be beautiful boating weather. Forecast calling for 83 today as we head into tomorrow with that wind shift. Valentine's Day will get to about 82 degrees. 82 degrees will take us to an evening low, I think, that'll probably be pretty close to the 70s, I think, for dinner time on Valentine's Day. And then as we head into Thursday, 80 degrees, 78 degrees maybe on Friday. Slight dip in the temperatures before we return to those solid 80s by the weekend and the warm weather and humid conditions continue. Back to you.
All right. I'm checking in First Alert traffic right now. Manatee County, a little blip there on Cortez in the eastbound lane as you head toward 14th Street West. Otherwise, relatively clear so far in Manatee County. Checking the upper half of Sarasota County, we'll find out that there's not much to report so far. That's good news. And the lower half of Sarasota County shows all clear right now. We also have a live picture of one of the worst intersections on the Suncoast. This is what the scene is right now at 14th Street West and 57th Avenue West, not too far from Bayshore Gardens in Manatee County. This is the fourth worst intersection during the week, we have found out, during the commute, that is. We're counting down the top 5 all this week on Good Morning Suncoast. Stephanie?
All right, thanks, Ray. Well, the Department of Education is rolling back an Obama-era initiative. A spokesperson for the department says it will no longer investigate civil rights complaints from transgender students who have been banned from using bathrooms that match their gender identity. Now, the Obama administration believed that Title IX also protects transgender students, but the current administration believes that the law prohibits discrimination on the basis of sex, not gender identity.
Another day of free flu shots in some Sarasota County schools. Vaccines will be available at Tuttle Elementary, Laurel Nokomis School, and Northport High School. Hours run from 3:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. Now, if you are not a student but do want a free flu shot, you can always go to the health departments in Sarasota and also in Northport. Up next, your top local news headlines and how one man's work ethic inspired his co-workers.
That's right, the surprise that he will never forget. We're going to have that for you coming up right after this.
It is 6:50 right now on this Tuesday morning. 69 degrees on the outside.
Beautiful.
Pretty pastel sunrise developing outside of our window. Should see a high of 83 degrees. Stay with us. Good Morning Suncoast continues after this.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Selfless service is the principle that guides Army National Guard soldiers to be ready whenever disaster strikes. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times. Selfless service, it's what inspires the men and women of the Army National Guard to be part of something greater than themselves. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
So I kind of grew up all across the country. I come from 5 generations of military men. My dad is still active duty. My grandpa is retired Marines. I like going for runs with my dog. I love, taking her out to the dog beach over in Venice. There are so many things here to do on the Suncoast. My goal every day when I come into work at ABC7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
Alex Karras Lincoln's 40th anniversary sale. Please join us in welcoming the 2 newest additions to the Lincoln lineup, our flagship luxury sedan, the 2018 Lincoln Continental, and the totally redesigned 2018 Lincoln Navigator, featuring 450 horsepower, 10-speed transmission, and many best-in-class features. Alex Karras Lincoln, where our mission statement is consistent commitment, every client, every time. Located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Rugs as Art. You know the name, you know the building, but do you know what's inside? Yes, Rugs as Art is Florida's #1 area rug superstore, but there is so much more. Amazing furniture, accessories, and art. All this and more. Come see for yourself. You'll love our personal touch and be pleasantly surprised by our affordable prices. Rugs as Art and more. There is so much more to explore.
When my youngest, Addie, was 2.5, she was diagnosed with leukemia. When we first heard that diagnosis, you feel extremely alone. Walking in that Light the Night light with 6,000 people carrying lights, white for survivors, red for supporters, gold in memory of those who have passed. It's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's hope that every year there are fewer gold lanterns. Your lantern will make a difference.
Start a team, join a team.
Help us light the night.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC7, weekdays starting at 5.
Here are some of the stories that we're following for you today on the Suncoast.
Today is election day for the special state house race to replace Alex Miller. 3 candidates are vying for the chance to serve just the rest of her term, which ends later this year in Tallahassee.
Plus, 2 men who are expected to run for Florida governor are going to be facing off in a debate over immigration tonight.
And a bill is making progress in the state Senate that would expand gambling in Indian-owned casinos. The plan would add craps and roulette to the agenda. John?
We are looking at another fine day here on the Suncoast. Warmer than average, 72 by around 9 o'clock in the morning. We'll get up to about 81 by 3 with a top-out temperature of about, I'd say, 83 degrees. The sunset walk forecast calls for 3 beach balls out of 4. A little bit of cloud cover around, but other than that, just beautiful conditions out there. Special thank you to Susan Humphreys for this Terracea photograph. Appreciate
Nice,
it.
love that. I love stories like this one. An Arkansas man went the extra mile every day. 21-year-old Trenton Lewis walked 4 hours each way to get to his job at UPS in Little Rock, Arkansas. 4 hours to walk.
4 hours.
His co-workers began a fun drive, and guess what they did? They surprised him with a
love
new
that.
car. Here's the keys, sir. Isn't that a nice story? He walked from midnight to 4 a.m.
Every day for
Yeah.
all that time.
They bought him a car.
I love stories like that.
Yes.
Those are good ones.
What else do you love?
You know what I love? I love Mardi Gras. I love all things Mardi Gras. Big thanks to our friends over at Universal Orlando. It's Fat Tuesday, but they actually have Mardi Gras going on until April the 7th, so you can do some celebrating over there.
Fat Tuesday
Yes.
precedes Ash Wednesday, of course.
That is right.
Yeah?
That is right.
Where's John's mask?
All right. John's mask is right here.
Oh, thank you. That's fair
There
enough.
you go.
Let's leave you now with a picture of Mardi Gras. Bourbon Street, New Orleans.
Oh, celebrate it up, people, today. Ash Wednesday is tomorrow.
Let the good times roll.
Very important discussions going on there right now.
Very somber,
Yeah.
reflective conversations.
Where's breakfast? Where do we
Right.
go? Have a great day, folks.
That's right. And straight ahead is Good Morning America. We'll see you back here tomorrow.